Let me ask you something. Why do people line up for a phone that looks almost the same as last year's? Why does someone say, I don't even need a new phone, and still buy the new iPhone? This isn't about technology, it's psychology. Because Apple doesn't just sell phones, they sell identity. Think about this. When Apple launches a new iPhone, what do they talk about first? Not specs, not RAM, not processor speed. They talk about how it feels, the most powerful iPhone ever. Magical, designed to inspire. They sell emotion before logic. And here's why that works. Humans don't buy with logic, we justify with logic, but we buy with emotion. Apple understands that better than almost any company on earth. Look at their design. Minimal, clean, premium. Even the box feels expensive. Opening an iPhone feels like opening something important. That's not an accident. It's called experience design. From the moment you see the ad to the moment you peel the plastic, you feel elevated. And when something makes you feel elevated, you attach it to your identity. Now it's not just a phone, it's who you are. Here's another move, scarcity and anticipation. Apple doesn't randomly drop products, they create events, keynotes, countdowns, rumors, leaks. The whole internet talks about it. By the time the product is announced, you already want it, before you even know if you need it. That's psychological priming. They warm your brain up for the purchase, so when pre-orders open, it feels urgent, limited, special, even if millions will be sold. And then there's ecosystem lock-in. This is where it gets powerful. You buy an iPhone, then maybe AirPods, then a MacBook, then an Apple Watch. Suddenly, everything syncs. Messages, photos, notes, AirDrop. Now switching feels painful, not because you can't, but because you lose convenience. And humans hate losing more than they love gaining. That's called loss aversion. Apple doesn't trap you with force, they trap you with comfort. And comfort is stronger. Now let's talk about status. Be honest, when the blue iMessage bubble shows up, it feels different. When someone has the newest iPhone, people notice. Apple products signal something. Modern, successful, creative. Even if that's not objectively true, perception becomes reality. We are social creatures. We care how we're perceived. Apple knows that, so they position the iPhone as the default choice of successful people. Look at their ads. Clean homes, creative professionals, confident young adults. They don't show stress, they show lifestyle. You're not buying a device, you're buying the version of yourself in the ad. Now here's the smartest part, incremental upgrades. Each year, the change is small. A slightly better camera, a slightly brighter screen, a new titanium finish. Individually, not life-changing, but psychologically, it creates a gap. You start thinking, mine is one generation behind, even if it works perfectly. That tiny gap creates subtle dissatisfaction, and dissatisfaction creates desire. They don't need to make your phone bad, they just need to make the new one slightly better, and your brain does the rest. Pricing is another game. Notice how expensive the Pro model is. Very expensive. That's intentional. It anchors your perception, so the regular model feels reasonable, even though it's still expensive. That's called price anchoring. They show you the high number first, then everything below it feels justified. Again, psychology, not hardware. But here's the bigger truth. Apple doesn't control your mind, they understand it. They understand we want simplicity in a complicated world. When you start seeing the world differently. Marketing isn't manipulation, it's psychology applied well. And if you learn it, you can use it too. For business, for branding, for influence, even for understanding yourself. So next time you see the new iPhone launch, pause. Ask yourself, do I need this or do I want to feel something? There's nothing wrong with wanting it, just be aware of why. Because once you understand the psychology, you stop being unconsciously controlled and you start choosing consciously. And that shift, that's power. If this made you see things differently, subscribe. We break down psychology, behavior, and self-improvement simply, clearly, one insight at a time.